Hey, what's up, guys? I am really excited to be revisiting Halloween 2018 with you guys. I think it's going to be a really fun time. And oh, man, I got peanut butter on my penis. You guys, it's Nick at the Lost River Drive-In, and I am here this evening to talk about Halloween 2018. We're going to revisit Halloween 2018. My obligatory plea at the beginning of my videos, please make sure to leave a like on this video, comment down below and let me know what you think of Halloween 2018, now 4 years removed from it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That'll do her, so let's just get right into it. All right. 2016 comes around, an announcement comes that Blumhouse is rebooting Halloween, is what we're led to believe. We hear John Carpenter's name in the mix. We hear Jamie Lee Curtis's name in the mix. We're like, what? Jamie Lee makes a post. They do this whole promotional thing where I believe it's on the porch of like a recreation of the Doyle house. Yeah, it might have been the original house. I don't know, but it looked just like it. So it was at least a recreation. Her in the same outfit, Michael behind her. You know, says see ya in 2018, yada yada, 40 years later. Can't remember the exact post, but let the hype train begin. Then we find out this is a sequel to Halloween 1978 and nothing else is canon. And immediately everyone goes, but why? Why can't we keep Halloween 2? Well, we don't want the brother-sister storyline. We want Michael to be a motiveless killer. Okay. It's kind of hard because this is Jamie Lee Curtis and it's Laurie Strode, so it's going to be hard to kind of separate that for a lot of us. But all right, let's go with it. Let's do it. So, quick plot synopsis of Halloween 2018. Halloween 2018 starts with two podcasters going to Smith's Grove where they meet Michael's new doctor, I guess. He's been his doctor for years, but since Loomis no longer had been his doctor, Dr. Sartain. Yeah, we got something to talk about there. They're trying to talk to Michael. They're trying to get a reaction out of Michael. They're making a podcast, basically like true crime stuff. Then we're reintroduced to Laurie Strode. She's basically been living in a compound that she has built, waiting for the day that Michael would break out and come back for her. Podcasters want to talk to her. She says, nah, the podcasters are hanging around Haddonfield. Michael's getting transferred the day before Halloween. Juxtaposed with Laurie and her daughter, Karen, played by Judy Greer, and her granddaughter, Allison, played by Andy Matichik. And there's this very strained relationship there. Karen resents her mother because of how she raised her, or I guess you could say didn't raise her, except to learn to shoot guns and be paranoid all the time. And then you have Allison, who wants to be close with her grandma and loves her and wants to see her come out of this agoraphobic, paranoid state that she's been in for decades. So there's this weird dynamic of like Allison's wanting Laurie to be a part of things. Like she invites her to like honors society dinner celebration or whatever. And Karen is like, I don't know about this. And Karen's husband, Ray, my God, Toby Huss, he does deliver some funny lines in this movie, but he is super mean to Laurie, like super mean. Every time I've watched this movie, I freaking hate his treatment of Laurie. He is not sympathetic to her plight at all for the things she's been through and how much she struggles and her desperately wanting her kid and her granddaughter to love her and want to be a part of her life. Ray is a dick, man. Like, I'm just going to put it out there. He's a dick. So lo and behold, Michael breaks out when the bus is supposed to be transferring him to Glass Hill from Smith's Grove, and he's on the loose in Haddonfield. And he's picking people off, as they said, motivelessly, one by one, killing people with no motive. And it's actually kind of sick. You get this super great tracking shot. It's not one long shot. There is one cut, I do believe, in the shot. Near the beginning, he's getting going from house to house, just killing people. And it's just like, damn, like this is gnarly as hell. Meanwhile, Laurie is like, I told you guys, I'm going to go round up my daughter, my granddaughter. We're going to come to my house. We're going to hunker down and we're going to wait for this SOB. Well, Karen wants no part of it. Allison's at the school dance with her boyfriend, Cameron, and friend Oscar. And Cameron breaks her phone by throwing it in a vat of, I believe it's nacho cheese is what they said it was. Because he's a cheating drunk asshole, and that was his, retaliation to her being angry at him and wanting to leave. So no one can get a hold of Allison. Karen says, I'm not going with you. You're crazy. Lori then goes into town and she's like, I'm going to find him. We've got Officer Frank Hawkins, played by Will Patton, who's fantastic in this movie. And him and Lori eventually, converge. They find Michael. Michael gets away. You've got another friend of Allison's that is played by Virginia Gardner, Vicky. Vicky is her name. She's a babysitter. She's got Julian that she's babysitting. He is freaking hilarious. I don't care what people say. I love the character of Julian. I really do. I thought he was funny. And Michael's running amok, and all these plot points and people and storylines are, Lori's trying to find Michael. Hawkins is trying to find Michael. Allison's trying to get home. Karen's trying to find out where Allison is. Michael's just killing a bunch of people. And it eventually all leads up to getting to Lori's compound for the final showdown with Michael Myers that we have been waiting 40 years, presumably, for. That's what the movie bills it as, and that's how we're supposed to feel. This is the first time they've seen each other in 40 years. Let's get at it. So, when I first saw Halloween 2018, I was so hyped. I was so hyped up. I couldn't believe I was seeing another Halloween movie in theaters. I loved Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and we had been in development hell with multiple different Halloween projects that never went anywhere, and I was really starting to get worried that, am I ever going to see Michael Myers on the big screen again? It kind of sucked. I was worried about it. Well, we get this announcement. I'm so excited. I'm following the promotional material, the marketing. I am absolutely hyped. And, then it comes, and I'm underwhelmed in the theater. And I think that was because of the hype that I had built up. They didn't give me a bad movie. I just don't know what I was expecting, I guess. So I saw Halloween 2018 4 times in the theater because I really wanted to go back, take away something different every time I saw it. So I wanted to see it a couple different times after I've let certain things marinate. And first, we're going to talk about the good with Halloween 2018. And this, I still feel this is the good. First of all, Jamie Lee Curtis steals every scene she's in. I mean, she is an amazing actress. And I think that although this is not her best portrayal as Laurie Strode, I do still feel that as Halloween H2O, believe it or not. I think that she's fantastic in this movie. I actually think this movie doesn't give her enough to do sometimes. In the mid portions of this movie, it's about everyone else. And I'm totally okay with introducing new characters. Absolutely fine with it. But this was billed as Laurie and Michael's face-off, return, revenge, whatever you want to call it. I just feel like the middle could have used more Laurie because Jamie Lee's great in the scene she's in. Michael freaking Myers, James Jude Courtney, is a machine. He is a beast. He is a force to be reckoned with. He is absolutely incredible in this movie. I love James Jude. He is easily number 2, number 3, maybe number 1 Michael portrayal of all time. I actually am leaning toward number 1. We'll see how Halloween Ends goes. Love him in this movie. I like the podcaster subplot, and I like it because, one, it's very, very, relevant. A lot of people nowadays are so obsessed with true crime podcasts, and people eat that shit up. On top of that, the actors playing the podcasters, I really liked them. I really did, and so I enjoyed that. I liked the introduction to Sartain. I thought it was a cool little twist. He's not, they kind of make a point to show you he's different than Loomis. This is not Dr. Loomis over again. That's cool. We'll get to some things in a bit, but so far so good. The score is magnificent in this movie. The score is absolutely magnificent. And, that's John Carpenter, Cody Carpenter, and Daniel Davies. And obviously they came back for Halloween Kills. It's just incredible. This score is absolutely amazing. I love this score. And so glad that Carpenter came back. I love the atmosphere, the fall atmosphere. It feels like Halloween. It looks like Halloween. They nailed the aesthetic and the atmosphere to a T. Chef's kiss. Couldn't have done any better. The kills are freaking awesome. The kills are awesome. There's so many cool kills, whether it's the jack-o'-lantern skull. You don't see that kill take place, but the aftermath is amazing. I love it so much. I love the fact that they had the balls to kill that kid on screen. And the reason I say that is because this is telling you that Michael is truly evil. He will kill anyone. Nobody is safe. Nothing is off limits. I love that. I love that nobody is safe. But yeah, some of the kills are absolutely fantastic in this movie. And some of it's even just the aftermath. But you get to see Michael kind of play with his victims a little bit. Now, they really have leaned into some of the things that were very pertinent and popular from the original film. So I love that. I really, really liked Andy Matichik in this role as Allison. Although I didn't feel she was built up enough in this movie for us to be sold that she is like some badass Strode woman. Now, they do better in Halloween Kills, expanding upon her a little bit more, but I really did like her in this movie. You know, I believed she's got enough of what it takes. And so I definitely liked her in this movie. I loved how the movie played with expectations a little bit. I was a little bit surprised by some things, and that's hard to do being 10 plus films into a slasher franchise. I mean, first of all, the motion light kill of Oscar actually got me in the theater. Like, I was like, oh damn, like you knew it was coming, but it was handled so well. It really, really works. The moment where Karen is crying to trick Michael to come around the corner and she goes, gotcha, and shoots him, brilliant. I've heard people complain about that, and I'm like, I think that is awesome. I love that. I love that. So it plays with expectations. So this movie, it really does throw some nice little wrinkles into the mythology and into this world that you may not expect. It's not as formulaic as you might have worried that it would become this far into it. And overall, I like the pacing of this movie. I like the structure of this movie. This is a very well-made movie. Shot, story, acting. It's pretty good. It is pretty good all around. So there's a lot of positives about the movie. But now let's get into the negatives. And these are negatives that I still hold true to. I still believe are negatives, in my opinion. First of all, Dr. Sartain's twist. Easily the most egregious mistake this movie makes. I'm sorry. I get the whole he wants to see Michael out hunting prey kind of. He's kind of nutty himself. So I get that kind of desire maybe to be like, I wonder what it's like. I guess I can't get into that frame of mind, but you could explain that away to me to go, okay, whatever, fine, I accept it. But wanting to put the mask on himself and kill, so dumb, so dumb. But it does lead us into he's bringing Michael to Laurie because Laurie's not his sister. Michael is not after her. And that's also one more thing I forgot to say that I loved about this movie was that right there. The motivelessness of Michael Myers and how he's not after Laurie. They come together by happenstance. That was very cool. Loved it. So yeah, wow. I mean, cool. It gets us to where we need to go, but man, is it dumb. I mean, it is dumb. Allison's friends, and this includes Cameron. Believe it or not, Cameron redeems himself in Halloween Kills. Actually liked him a lot in Halloween Kills. In 2018, my God. Look, it's just, they're trying to get me to buy into some of these new characters like they're a new Annie, Laurie, Linda, and they're not at all. They're so forgettable. There's no depth to them whatsoever. Some of the moments on screen that they have are just absolutely cringeworthy. Easily the worst parts of the movie for me. The worst parts of the movie for me are some of the interactions with her friend group. Especially the scene at the school. When we first get introduced to him, it's not how kids talk. I'm sorry. It's just my opinion, but yeah. So enough ranting about that. The dialogue. The dialogue is something that 2 movies in, they still have not perfected. And mostly it is the comedy dialogue. The peanut butter on my penis. Come on. That's the 3rd time I've said this on this video already. I am sorry. The interactions, like I said, with the friend group, like some of their lines, Vicky and Dave's interactions. I mean, some of the dialogue is like really cringy. It's not funny. They're trying to be funny. This script needed another pass. It absolutely needed another pass. Just for the dialogue. The story's fine. The plot is fine. It's just some of the dialogue is like, really? Come on. I mean, some people might see that as a nitpick, but I'm just saying, not a huge fan. The opening, although it is cool, everybody freaking out on the checkerboard and stuff always kind of made me go like, I feel like we're lingering a little bit too much on this. I don't know. So it's kind of cringy. It kind of gets drawn out a little bit too much. So it is what it is. The biggest complaint about this movie is people not getting the the time to breathe in scenes, not really getting to see a lot out of them. Karen, I like Judy Greer. We didn't get enough, and what we did get, you're supposed to almost not like her. Allison, I liked. Didn't get enough of her. Lori, I liked. She dropped out of the mid portions of the movie. Hawkins, I loved. Didn't get enough of him. Sartain, I didn't like. Got a little bit too much of someone I didn't like. So it's a common theme throughout this movie that, like, we really needed some more development with some of these characters. But the biggest flaw, I think, for this movie, for me, is it doesn't have the same charm that some of the older movies have. And maybe that is just nostalgia. But I just feel like it doesn't have that same charm. It is a little glossier, it's a little prettier, it's a little more acceptable, it's a little more modern. And I get it, product of its time. I can't hold that against the film. But personally, I just don't get those feelings inside from this movie like I do from some of the previous movies in this series. So that's just an opinion of mine. It is a very, very small nitpick. It is what it is. Guys, overall, you heard a lot more positives than negatives. Why is that? Because Halloween 2018 is a damn good movie. I can't lie. It is not in my top 5. It's not one of my personal favorites, but it's a damn good movie. It is shot really well. It's acted well for the most part. It's got great kills, a great portrayal of Michael, a great score, a great atmosphere. I mean, what more could you want? What more could you want? This is one of the best Michael performances. He is so mean and unforgiving and just ruthless, and I absolutely love the performance. The bathroom sequence when he kills the podcasters is, I remember in the theater being sad. Like, it affected me emotionally, like deeply, to see that happen because it felt real and it was sad. It's a damn good movie. Although it doesn't have the nostalgia and hit me in the feels like the older ones do, I cannot lie to myself and say that this is not a good movie. It is a very good movie. It is a very good return for Michael Myers. So, you know, if some of my cons were a little bit nitpicky, I'll give you that. They probably were. I can nitpick. I'm an ultra obsessed fan of this franchise. I'm going to nitpick things. It's just what I do. I had such high expectations and high hopes. I felt like I was bummed out. And then after repeated viewings, I was like, I wasn't bummed out. This is a good movie. Expectations are the devil. Just throw expectations out the door like I did with Halloween Kills, and you have a much better time. So overall, guys, I'm going to give Halloween 2018 3.5 out of 5 stars. You can't lie about a quality film. It is a quality film. It just is. I can't lie and say it's not and give it a low score when it is clearly a well-made film. So that is my score for Halloween 2018. I recommend this to you. Solid recommend. Not, oh my God, I'm screaming from the mountaintops. But overall, this is a very, very good movie. A great reintroduction to Michael Myers. I'm very glad we got it. I'm excited for Halloween Ends. You guys know how I feel about Halloween Kills. And that's it. I'm done talking about Halloween 2018. So make sure to follow me on social media. Check me out on Patreon at the Lost River Drive-In. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below, and let me know what you thought. And this is Nick at the Lost River Drive-In. I've got pizza here, so I'm going to go eat dinner. I'm pulling out.